system. So I don't know. They can see my screen, right? Not yet. Okay. Sorry, I'm not started sharing yet. Okay. Well, so I will try to share my screen right away. Um, just so anytime you anytime you come to the platform, um, this is exactly what you are meant to see. Um, sorry, D, please confirm you can hear me. Okay. So anytime you find yourself on the platform, this is what the interface looks like. I'm sure that majority of you must have been able to navigate to this platform. But for those that are yet to get used to the platform, this is what you see when you find when you come to the e-learning platform. For adventure, you possibly came to KIU. You came to kiu.ac.ug. All you just need to do is to navigate your way to where you have the e-learn. The moment you get to that point, you click, it will bring you to the e-learning web page. The moment you find yourself on the e-learning web page, these are all the things you are supposed to see. Just find your way to this side of the interface. You see this little black button here. I'm sure you can see that. Login. The moment you click login, it will bring you to this point where you put in your email. So if you don't have a student email, you don't have KIU student email, you will not be able to sign up for an account. It's just that way. You won't be able to sign up for an account. So we share the link for you to be able to do that. That link is to guide you on how to set up your own account. If you are having issues with that, please let us know on the chat so that we can quickly run through that. But for those that have set up their own accounts, this is just a walkthrough on how to quickly find yourself on the LMS portal, which is the KIU eLearn. Now, the moment I come here, I put in my email and I put in my password. That is already saved on the platform. So, and I click login. So that brings me to my dashboard. Now, there are certain things that I have on my dashboard here, and I'm not going to try to click some of all those things because I currently have admin rights. But as a student, the moment you come into the dashboard, you see this first thing you see here, public hearing. I know most of you must have seen that. Then you have your home button here. You have your home button here. You can easily navigate back to the KIU website. You have access to courses. The courses you are only enrolled in are the only courses you'll be able to access. You have the public hearing here, right there at the dashboard. Then look at what we have here. We have recently accessed courses. Now, as you keep attending your classes, you always see this list here where you have this public hearing here. It will keep changing. If you access a course like you access scholarly writing, and that is the most recent course. So if you look at the title there, recently assessed, it means the most recently assessed courses. So as you keep attending courses over time, it will be changing over time. So do not take this particular block as your main course where to locate most of your courses. Now, if you look a bit further, you scroll a bit down, you see where we have course overview. You see, most of your courses, they are categorized under course overview. And under your course overview, if you scroll down, you discover that on my own dashboard, I'm enrolled into 3 major courses, which is 4 days training MC, IED 7002, Introduction to Course Structuring. You can see that. Then TRN 7722, course structuring. Now, these are the courses that I am enrolled in. That is why I will always see my courses this way. But each time I click any of these courses, you will see them being updated on the recently assessed courses. Now, this is what you find on your interface. Now, if you don't have your courses under course overview, it means if that block is empty, it means you don't have any course on your dashboard. Now, how do you access your courses? Now, remember that when you find yourself on your dashboard, there is a way you need to know how to navigate. See what we have here, this here. This is your dashboard. Now, each time you open a page, there will always be a slash that shows that you are on a particular page. So it keeps showing you links to the previous page you have accessed. Now, let's try that. Let's say I want to attend this particular course called TRN 7722, course structuring. All I just need to do is to click this course here. Now, for your own dashboard, you see that your lecturers will be assigned to those courses. Now, when you check these courses there, somewhere around here, you will see their names listed. But it's not here because these courses are not assigned to lecturers. They're only assigned to me. So if I assign you to this course, you always see me there as a lecturer. Now, let me have access to this course just by clicking once, and you see it rolling. Now, the moment I find myself, this is what your dashboard is meant to look like. Now, your dashboard, it's very, very important because your courses are structured in specific manner. Now, for some of your lecturers, they have not structured their courses at all. Some of them just have just one block of materials that they have put there. We are still following up on them to make sure that we have those courses structured in the same pattern you will see the courses in other programs that you are enrolled into. Now, for our courses, these are just samples of how they are meant to be structured. Now, the moment you see this, there is a particular button you need to be careful of, or you need to take note of. The first one is general information, and the second one is virtual classes. Now, if you must attend online virtual classes, you need to look for where you have the block virtual classes. Some of them have some strange names. In case they've not been able to put the title in perspective, just make sure you click on this surface, this place here. The moment you click on the outer part here, you'll be able to see the course. There will be an opened layer. Let me do that again. See this, the moment you click, you see the open layer. Now it gives you access to the virtual button. So the moment you see that, you know exactly where to click to attend your classes. Now, sometimes you will see that some of the lecturers will have materials added to their classes. Let me see if we have any material here. I doubt if we do. We do not have materials here, but the moment you see the same way you have, okay, look at under unit 1, where we have setting up basic course structure. Let's assume I have a material attached to this particular unit here. The moment I click, you see the drop down. The material will be somewhere around this block, around here. The moment you click on that material, it will automatically download on your system or on your device or on your phone. And you can now read whatever instruction that is there. I'm just giving you a walkthrough. Now, remember I mentioned something about the dashboard. I said the moment you keep clicking opening pages, you will see the history of how you've been opening the pages. Now, I was on my dashboard initially, then I moved to my courses, then now I'm on TRN 7722 called course structuring. Now, if I want to go back to my courses, let's say I have about 3 to 5 slash dividing all my history of pages that I've opened around here. I can easily click any of this page to go back to the previous page. Just take note because what we notice is that some persons will just go and close the browser just to start all over again. You don't have to do that. So just know that this history here can afford you to go back to that course. Like you just finished the class, and another class is supposed to take place. All you just need to do is to go back to your courses, my courses here, by clicking this here, or you go back to your dashboard to start all over again. Now, remember you have some things here, some personal identifiers, like your profile name will always be here. You will always see that here. Then The moment you see that, you will know. Then your lecturers that are assigned to the courses, they would have given you some instructions where you have your course contact information. Some of them are likely to have that on the page. For those that do not have it, you can tell them to add that. Then they have the introduction. They have what we call course description, like we have here now. If you look at my course description page here, you are likely to see something like this. So they will give you an overview of what the course is all about. And some of them are likely to dump, to actually upload your course material somewhere around there, because that's how far they've gone in the course development phase. So maybe they didn't have time to really improve on the course page, but over time you see these pages will improve because they are just starting and they need to gradually populate these platforms. So, but with what we currently have, whether a single block or the less, you definitely have access to your virtual classes and you have access to any content that must have been uploaded to the platform. I think basically that's all about overview. Let me see if we have. So let me just go back to my dashboard. The moment I click on the dashboard, take me back to the previous home page where we started from. And you have my courses here. So the reason why you are not seeing this recently accessed here to refresh, it's because it's still loading at the back end and I am not a student to this class. So a lot of restriction, a lot of different rules applies. So as a student, you always see that being updated. So like we said, you always have this navigation bar here. You always have this navigation bar. It's just like a replica of what we already did before. It's just a quick access to your dashboard, a quick access to your list of courses. All the courses you've been assigned to, you always see them here. If you see, you can easily collapse that. I only have about 3 courses. Some of you have about 7 courses on your dashboard, and you always see those 7 courses listed there. So then you always have access to information about those that are currently online on the platform. You see where we have online users. Online user shows that I'm currently online. Some persons too are online. You see, you will have some students who are currently accessing their platform, and I can see them from here. And they too can see me, and they can easily send me a personal message by using this button here. So if I'm a lecturer and I'm in class, my student can see the number of persons who are currently on that page, and they can send a message directly to the lecturer by just clicking this button. So that is all about the LMS. Then when it now comes to attending the classes, that is a different arrangement entirely. Now, if you look at this other course, called 4 days training MC, you discover that it's not as lengthy as the other one, that we had too many structures. Now this one just have about six or 8 structures thereabout. You see what we have: general, we have virtual. You see the big blue button is always there. The big blue button is the virtual platform where you engage real time. We call it synchronously, meaning that we can see you, you can talk, we can feel you, and you can see your lecturers teaching at the exact time that had been slated on the timetable. So the platform we use is similar to Zoom, but this one is designed for education purpose, because there you can do some certain things that you can take instant assessment and get a feedback depending on the skill level of your lecturers to exhibit such skills. Then okay, now this is a sample of what I said. We said some of them might put in a material. Now look at this course here, course structuring, material development. Now this is a document added to this particular course, you are likely to see something like this. Now, do not expect to see all this information here, except the lecturers added them. These are just descriptions and different things that have been added to this course. But alongside all those information, you have the course material added to the platform. And the moment it's added to the platform, I can easily click this and download. There are tendencies that you might click to download that information. Now it's telling me to download that document. Now, the reason why I'm able to download is because when the documents were uploaded, the lecturer that set up this class put an indication that once a student click on it, it should download. Now, there's another option that says that you can open the PDF right there on the platform. For places where you have these options, you will definitely see the information there. The moment you click on the document, it will download and at the same time open right there on the platform. Then you can quickly read through the document. So those are the information. So when you see such thing, do not panic. We are still doing the right thing. So far, do we have any information? Any questions rather? You have a question on how far we have gone? You have any? Do we have question on the chat? No questions so far. Okay. So let's just have a sample of what the big blue button looks like. Remember I said there is a virtual button. There's a virtual button. Now this virtual button here, let me just go back. Now you see our recently accessed has been updated. Can you see it? It has been updated. See now we have two courses at the top, the public hearing and the 4 days training MC. That is how it just keeps changing. Now remember, that's not where your major courses are. Your major courses are found under course overview. Now let me click this particular course here. So I can just show you what the virtual button looks like. The moment I click the outer part, it collapses down. Then I go to where my virtual button is and I click. The moment you click that, it will take you to this page. Now, you are not likely to see this information here on your own dashboard. You are not likely to see that on your dashboard. These are the things you're likely to see on your dashboard. You will see the name of the virtual button. You will see join session. Now, some lecturers must have attached a PowerPoint to their virtual class. You will definitely see it on this particular page. So you can easily download the PowerPoint for those classes. The moment you get to this interface here, this page here, is different from your course material. Now, the PowerPoint is just the one that your lecturer will use to engage you in class, teach, and different things, so you can easily download. Now, look at this aspect. This is how you join your class. You see this button here? So what you just need to do is just to click join. The moment you click join, it will take you to a different page. It will open up a new page. The moment you click the join button, it will take you to a different page. And depending on how strong your internet is, will tell how quickly you'll be able to join the class. Now, if your internet is weak, you'll discover you have a blackout page just like mine. The moment the internet gets stronger, you now see something like a processing signal rolling around the screen, like it's about to get you into a class. You see? So in a few minutes, you see that? See the three dots. Now, If you are joining the class for the very first time, on your device, your computer, your phones, please do not disable this process. Look at what we have. You see this here? This information here. You have to allow this time or allow while you're visiting the site. Some of you will encounter this on your laptop if you are opening this site for the very first time. And if your system do not have a very good memory saver, it will always bring you to initiate the process. So all you just need to do is just to allow while visiting. Now, I don't have to repeat this process again until I clear the browsing history from my computer. Now, there's another screen you need to take note of, this one here. You have to activate your audio so you can speak when you're asked to speak in class. Some of you, if you don't activate, you won't be able to. Some of you have computers that cannot connect to audio devices or audio hardware problems and the likes. You definitely have an issue when it gets to this point. So it is not the platform, it is your device. So be able to distinguish when that issues. So currently I have my microphone. I'll select my microphone as this, which is my default. Then I can decide to pick my speaker also as this. So if you see what I'm having, the moment I keep speaking, you see the notification here showing that I'm connected to an audio. Now I can decide to join audio. Now, at the same time, there's another option that if I don't want to join with my audio, I can easily join to listen. Now, if I join to listen, I'll still have to come back to activate this process. The moment you are one or two or three, you all do not have to join with your audios. One person can join with their audio, then the rest can listen from that particular device. But because sometimes you need to take attendance on in your classes, your registration, how many came to class, things, so you can keep records. So that is why it's important that you join from your own device. The moment I join with my audio to show this connection, for students, it's not important to join with your videos. It's not mandatory, but I will show you that button. So the moment you see that, always close this. It's just a notification page. The moment you join, it's just a notification page. Close that. Now, this is the first screen that you see. So here you have your student, everyone joined in this class will be here. You see all your students here. Now, this is just me. That means I'm the only one here. Then you have notes. You can have shared notes around here. You can initiate chats. You can send chats to your lecturers. You can drop messages here. So the moment I do that, my lecturer will see the information. Now, this is a situation where you are not supposed to distract the class because you want to ask information that are not related to what is currently being discussed, or you don't want to disrupt the flow of conversation. So you can use the chat feature, can use that. Then you can easily collapse that by just clicking this. For those that will be using smaller devices, you can just collapse that just to have more overview and feature. You can also collapse this student page here just by clicking that and everything just disappear. Then you will definitely find your lecturers. You will definitely find your lecturer's image here at the top, because once I activate my video, so let's assume this is my video. You always see the lecturer's image here, somewhere around here. Then some of them, if they're having weak internet connections, they tend to switch that off. But sometimes we try to discourage that at all costs. But a situation where there is no other options, the lecturer usually put off the camera. So this is the entire, your PowerPoint will always be within this screen here. Your PowerPoint will always be within the screen. Please let us know if your lecturer is not using the right PowerPoint. We have a PowerPoint template. So everything will always show here. So far, you don't have any other thing. So to turn on your audio, this is where you activate your audio. I'm currently muted on the virtual platform. This is my video. Now notice when my video was active, this button here was blue. And when I deactivated it, it became white. Now that indicates that my audio on the virtual platform is currently inactive, meaning that when I speak during a class, you won't be able to hear me. But the moment I activate this here, then you'll be able to hear me if you are in this class. You see the blue button. So sometimes you might be in class and you can't hear your lecturer speaking. This might be the cause. You always see it somewhere around here to show that is either the man is muted or he's just not anywhere. So you see this sign here, it shows that the green button here, it is green. It shows that my lecturer's microphone is active. Then you see that buffering sign. So if he's speaking, in case you see that sign and he's speaking, you still can't hear him, then something is wrong somewhere. You get what I'm trying to say? So, at the moment you can't find this sign here, just try to notify him that he's muted. Now you can see that my colleague joined this particular class here, and he is muted currently. That is showing red, right? But he joined with his audio. And there are tendencies that he might join with his own, without the audio, and he will be in listening mode. So whatever sign that we see there, we can tell the current state of your audio sound. You get what I'm trying to say? So that is just that. Then another important thing is that sometimes you might be asked to share your slide during the class. You might be asked to share your slide during the class. Now look at this. Let's assume this is our PowerPoint. You see, there is a button here. Can you see this small arrow here? This is the arrow you use to control the slide. Your lecturer must have uploaded the slide, and yours is just to control the slide on the platform. So all you just need to do, can give you a moderator. Once they give you the moderator right, you'll be able to control your slide just by using the next button here. And the moment you click, it keeps changing to the next slide, because you will ask to present during the class. So these basic skills and knowledge are things that you need to be able to navigate in class during the virtual class platform. Now, let's assume that the lecturer said go to slide 4. Because you don't want to keep clicking and you want to get there on time, you just need to use this arrow down button. And the moment you click that, it brings up this, then you quickly select slide 4, or it says slide 11. It will take you longer time to get to slide 11. Just click and you find yourself in slide 11. So, and that is That is just that. Basically, from what we have done so far, do we have any question? Then sometimes in class, you want to show some reactions. You want to raise your hands. Um, you want to show that the knowledge is entering your body. So maybe your lecturer is dishing out some top knowledge and you are so much excited, you want to react to that. You can easily share a reaction. You can just share a reaction. So you have clapping, you have the thumbs up, you have the thumbs down, you have different reactions. So it's important that you use the most respectful emojis. It's very important because of the demand for mutual respect in the learning space. Is that taken? So you can just do any of your reaction. Then at the same time, you can use the clapping. You can actually raise your hands. So the moment you click, you see it's blue. It shows that your hands, your hand is currently raised. And sometimes you might be in class and you don't even know that your hands are raised. Then they tell you, please lower your hands. Please lower your hands. And you don't even know where to click. So all you just need to do is just look at your dashboard and see that your button is active in blue. The moment you deactivate, you see that it becomes white. Automatically your hands will lower. Then you see these reactions here, showing the information somewhere around here. You see the information here, showing that my hands have been raised. Then at the same time, I can decide to lower that. Basically, then you always see the timer to know how long. And some of the time, most of the time, whatever thing you do in class, we know. When you raise your hands, when you clapped, when you talk, and when you send chats, we know in the back end, some of all the information will be stored in the cloud. When we download these informations, we'll be able to tell how active you have been in class. So if you just come into the class and you are not contributing, it will show. Is that taking? And most of the time, some persons might have this notion that when they say things, the thing just disappear. It cannot disappear. We'll always see it when you try to disrupt the classes. So those are the basic things. Do we have any questions to address on this? Questions? So we have some persons, most of our participants are attending online, and we have a few persons here physical. So if you have questions, both physical and online, we'll be willing to address that. Nothing. Okay. So I think this is where I stop sharing my screen. Okay. If you want to. Okay, so now if you want to type, remember I said you can collapse that. I actually took it off. So you see here where you have message, there's a place called message here. So in case you can't see it, in case you don't see that on your dashboard, just look for where you have messages. The moment you click, you see public chat. The moment you click your public chat, it will bring out the chat page. To just put it just somewhere next to you. Remember, I sent the message to my lecturer while I was trying to moderate the session. I say, hello, sir. Should the assignment be submitted to your email? I was the one that sent that chat. So I can just say, so the moment you do that, you can either use your enter. For those that are using their phones, just trace your hands and place it on the blue sign here and click send. So that takes care of that. So we have that. You're settled, right? Okay, good. So this is how the entire interface looks. So if you find yourself in the wrong class, you will definitely know, because you will definitely know by this information here. We already have it called structuring. It's showing the particular class that you are in. Then if your network is bad, you always see it here. Currently, I have a very stable network, you see, so that you don't go blaming your lecturer that you can't hear or you can't see the slide. The number of bars you have here will tell how visible you'll be able to see the material. Sometimes it looks blurry. It's because the network on your device is currently low. Sometimes you have 2 bars, sometimes you even have 1 bar here. But it's important to take note of some of the problems. Then sometimes you might join a class and you get kicked out of the class, or you come and discover that it says that this class has ended, or this class you were removed or something. No, it sometimes is your network that is giving you those false information. Close that particular page and go back to the dashboard, to your LMS here, and join again. You will always see this, that the class is still in session. The moment you come here and you see, initially before we started the class, this green button was not here. You always, the moment you say join, you always see, then you see that the class is in session. I don't want to see. Yeah, so just trying to confirm. So the moment you close, if you're having issues, you close it and come back. In case you try to join, let me take that again. In case you try to join the virtual class and you discover that it's telling you that this class has ended, or you got a message that the class is no longer existing or has been deleted, any message you get, as long as you are very sure that you have certain colleagues in class, close that page and come back to your dashboard and click to join the class again. So it's because of the network status that you currently have at the time. Now, when you are done here, look at what we discussed the other time. I said the history of all the pages you are opening will always be listed here and will be divided with a slash. Now, how many slashes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. It means that we have gone 4 pages away from the original dashboard. All you just need to do is either you are going back into the course here, or you are going back into back to your dashboard where you have all your courses listed. So all you just need to do is to click where exactly you are headed. So the moment I click my cross, it takes me back to my courses, but apparently I should be in here where I initiated the course if I had a business to do there. So I think that is all on virtual button. I'll just pass this on to my colleague to handle the aspect. Though these features are not currently active, but he's going to. So, okay, let me wait for him to come. He would guide you appropriately. Let me just end this session. Actually, it's okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
quickly, I want to show us something, particularly for those of us that will be using our phones. I reset my camera. Okay. All right. Okay. Quickly, I want to show us something, particularly for those of us that will be using our different phones. This is how the screen looks like when you're using a desktop or computer, a laptop, or most tablets. And we strongly recommend that you use your computers for attending classes online. However, for some of us that have one reason or the other to stick to our phones, you might end up having a screen like this. Now, I'm simulating how a phone appears on your screen, how it appears on your phone. Once you join the meeting, you start to have just the chat screen. Now, the lecturer is speaking, the lecturer is having presentations being displayed on the screen, but you cannot see anything. There is a very easy fix. One, there's a button over here. I'm sorry, because I'm using a phone screen, I won't be able to expand, but just around the top left, you can see the virtual class here. That button that looks like a profile picture, if you click on it, the screen will change to the presentation. And of course, if you have the camera rolling, you would also be able to see your lecturer who's presenting in class. Okay. Now, another thing is if you have this screen, just rotate your phone. Okay. Move from portrait mode to landscape mode. And this is what I will do here. I will rotate my phone and then you can see your whole screen. That is for those of us using our phones. But please, we highly recommend that you use your computers, your laptops, and or your desktops. And this is also to help you in the aspect of you making a presentation, particularly for students whose lecturers will have you present in groups or individually, or if you're presenting a seminar in your class or whatever other thing you choose you're presenting, use your computers. They are much easier to use. I would also reiterate back on the slideshow upload. In uploading your slideshows, let me get a file quickly that I will use. Okay. Yeah, I'm back to sharing my screen. Now that I am the current presenter in class, okay, at the moment, we would notice something here. This blue icon is currently on the name of Mr. Emmanuel Lawani because he is the current presenter in class. He was the lecturer in class, but for one reason or the other, Mr. Emmanuel has handed the class over to me, either as a student, as a group leader to present or anything. Mr. Emmanuel, can you make me the presenter? Yes, thank you, sir. Now, you can see that blue icon has moved from Mr. Emmanuel to myself. And with this, I can now control the whole presentation and do a number of other things. Now,
For context, sir, I'm sorry, can you take presenter away from me so I can show everyone what I have here? How long have I been muted? My sincere apologies. I realized my device had been disconnected. My sincere apologies to that. For about 4 minutes. Okay, thank you, Mr. Charles. Let me recap quickly on. Okay, let me recap quickly on what I had covered in a short period. But if you are missing anything, please just make it known so I can elaborate on that. To present in class, you need to come to this action button and click on manage or upload presentations. I have multiple now, so let me go back to the start. Once you're given the presenter view or presenter options, you get this left and right icons. All you have to do now is come to these actions, click on upload or manage presentations. Once you get to this page, click on this browse for files. And then you can select the document that you want to present, which is this. Once you select that document, it will be on to be uploaded, which means you have selected it, but you have not uploaded it. To upload, go to the top of the page and click on confirm. Once you click on confirm, you will get this icon that says uploading, and then it will change to converting. Once it converts the file for big blue button, everything will be processed and then the slide will be shown on your screen. Now, remember, this is me as a student wanting to make a presentation to the class and to the lecturer. I have the left and the right button, so I can move in between my slides, and then I can proceed and go to the next slide. And then to the next slide, up to wherever it is I want to present to, or to the end of my presentation. Once you are done, your lecturer will take care of the rest and take presenter back from you to him or herself, and then they can continue with the class. For another presentation, the lecturer gives the new presenter the presenter option, and then they can continue from there. But the important thing is that you know how to upload your own slide. So again, we'll go to action, this action button here. We click on upload or manage presentation. It gives us this page. And then you can drag your file here or click browse for files to select your file. Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier is once you have multiple, at least 2 presentations in the class, you can select which presentation you want to continue on. Okay? So I can easily switch back to the default presentation that we were using before and click on confirm. And then it goes to the one we were using. Remember, we're on slide 11. Let me go back to slide 1 so we can see what the screen looks like. And then I can also switch back to the presentation I want to use again, which is that one. Okay. All right. I think I just briefed on how to make use of a presentation. And also, I hope we didn't miss that, where when you have your screen on your phone, it can be in portrait, and then you can only see the charts. To view the screen, the presentation, and your lecturer's video, just rotate your phone, okay? If your phone is in portrait, okay? So if your phone is in portrait mode, just rotate your phone to landscape mode in the settings. Auto rotate will work fine for that. Or just click on this icon you have up here. And then it can show the class, the presentation, and the lecturer. Okay, I think that's pretty much all of it. Also, for those of us that are asking for registration, please, Mr. Ife has dropped the guidelines in the chat box. Please follow the chat. If you have further issues or further challenges, please reach us via email, elearning@kiu.ac.ug. Let me drop that in the chat box very quickly. eLearning@kiu.ac.ug. If you have any challenges, please reach us via email and we will attend to you as soon as we can. We have question and answer. My registration is inactive. Sir, how can I retrieve it back after applying for the test semester for January and resuming April's intake? Okay, for admissions processes and ICT processes, you would need to visit the admissions office and the ICT office respectively. If your registration is pending based on finance, of course, you would have to visit the finance office. So we are strict with the e-learning process, the online learning. That is what we are dealing with. So we are working hand in hand with the ICT department to provide all students with their KIU email addresses, which is one of the first steps that we all need to follow in ensuring a seamless blended session, okay? So, Mr. Joseph, you will need to visit the admissions office and or your department. Let me put that, and your department. Okay, thank you. How can I reset my password? I can't log into e-learning. Can we have Mr. Timitope drop us the procedure for that quickly in the chat box? Brenda, I'm sorry, Mr. or Miss Brenda, I guess. Please, we'll drop that in the chat box very quickly. The procedure to reset your password as a student. Okay, please, do we have any other questions? Feel free to drop your questions, please. I can't log into e-learning. Okay, in the absence of any other questions, I think we'll be taking all other questions or requests. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, you asked that question earlier. Yes, thank you. So, we have a question here that asks, when we are presenting, should the presentation always be on slide or other document? Now, my response is, we strongly recommend that you make use of slides. We strongly recommend that you make use of slides. However, depending on the uniqueness of your presentation, particularly for a lot of us in the field of law, sometimes you want to present an abstract from another document, you can present that document, but make your own presentation in slides. It also helps you to monitor the flow of your presentation, so you are not just reading. Most of us, if we upload a document, you would simply be reading and not present what you understand. But if you're using your slides, of course, you must have summarized everything you have on your slide, and then you can speak to the documents rather than read from the document. So again, we strongly recommend that you make use of PowerPoint presentations in your classes. All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Is it possible to upload using the phone? Yes, it is possible to upload using the phone, but like I said earlier, you might have challenges with navigating that presentation on your phone. So if you will be presenting, please make it a conducive environment for yourself, for the class, and for your classmates, okay? So please try as much as you can to use your computers to present and to join the class. If you're using your computer, for those of us that have other third-party applications, you can also get to record these classes on your local computers. It makes it way easy for you to go back to classes and feel like you are still in that class. All right, thank you, ma'am. I tried to open the books under SUMAC and they were not opening. Okay, Amoni, so SUMAC is a college and the books or the documents you would have access to are the ones in your own course. That is after you have been enrolled in the courses. You can't access a random course that does not belong to you. So first, you need access to the books or the documents or the presentations and the virtual classes for you to have access to them. Okay. My email is inactive. So Mr. Joseph, if your email is inactive, you would need to visit the ICT department. The ICT department of KIU is in charge of all emails, staff and students. All KIU emails are under the jurisdiction of the ICT department. So you might need to visit the ICT department. Okay, I dropped the email. Okay, that's a response. Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel, for that response. All right, so in the absence of any other question, please feel free to reach out to us via our email. Again, it is elearning@kiu.ac.ug. And thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel. All right. We wish you well in your classes and your forthcoming cards and exams. Have a lovely evening. Thank you very much, everyone.